Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pearl. I'm hoping to be your professional, academic, career coach, whatever you want to call it. I just want to share my experiences that I've had as a biomedical engineering major, and now I'm currently working full time in industry, and share those experiences with you so that maybe you can take one or two things away from my experiences and hopefully help yourselves in whatever pathway and or stage of life you're at right now. If you are returning and joining me, thank you for staying tuned. I hope to get more and more people subscribing to this channel so that we can form a little community to help one another out in this field and this area of industry. So with that, I wanted to create a mini series on interviewing, how to actually get your resume through to screenings, how do you actually land an interview, what are some struggles that I've had, what are some things that I've had successes in terms of interviewing, and how to actually go through that entire process to hopefully get yourself in a position where you're getting an offer letter. And right now, with the job market, it has obviously been a very tricky game to play because you pretty much just have to know someone to get your foot in the door. So, before I even get into interviewing or resumes or anything like that, I want to start off by saying there are so many variables that are involved in the interviewing process and even just getting an interview. So if you are getting an interview or maybe you're not having any luck after, dozens and hundreds of different applications to a lot of different companies, it might not be your fault completely because there are so many different factors that are going into this, especially those direct connects or internal connections that people have. You have to kind of learn to play the game as well, and it can be hard, especially if you're a new graduate just looking for a job. You're probably blindly applying to a lot of different things. Maybe you're in a rotational program and just trying to get that full-time job, or maybe you're looking for a career change and you're looking at different companies and your experience may not match the best for a new job role that you're looking to pivot into. So, with that being said, obviously, there are so many different variables. A lot of it is also luck. So, do not bring yourself down and say, hey, I'm just not going to get a job because I'm not worth it, right? That's not the case. There are so many different things that go into making that decision to even get through screening. You might just get screened out because X amount of years of experience, or there might be another candidate that they already have in mind. So, my number one advice if you're in the career search is try to see if you can get a connection to connect you with whatever team you're trying to get recruited by. So, maybe you know a friend who works at a company, reach out to them, see if they can connect you and put you in touch with the hiring manager. That way, you'll have a foot in the door and they already know that you're looking for this position. If you can't do that, LinkedIn message. I know it's a little bit crazy with the LinkedIn messages that are going on. I've personally done a lot of LinkedIn messages for companies I wanted to get into, but I have received messages as well where it's along the lines of, hey, I've received a lot of different messages like the ones you've sent, and while I'd love to connect with you, I just don't have the time and capacity to actually set up a call and go through every single call with every single person who's messaged me, but stay in touch. So it's disappointing to hear that because, hey, now you found a person internal to the company, they actually replied to you, but they just don't have the time and capacity to set up a call and actually try to get to know you better so you have a foot in the door. And it's disappointing, but all you can do is hold your head high and keep trying your luck. You can generally put in the department or the position, and you can put the company's name right after, that small search phrase that you're putting in the search bar of LinkedIn and see if you can find anyone that pops up. Another way is maybe you look at your college alumni. So if there's any alumni that is currently working, maybe see if you can reach out to them. Maybe there are resources at your college. They're able to connect you with different companies or resources or internal people. They might be able to help get you in touch with someone internally at a company that you really want to go towards. So this is not to say that you can't get an interview without a connection. I actually blindly applied in the past, and I have been able to successfully get an interview at a company where I had zero connections to. I didn't know anyone working in that area. It was pure luck. I made it through the screening process, got an interview, and it was pretty tight competition. So it's not to say that you won't get to that point. It's just going to take a little bit of work, probably lots and lots of applications, unfortunately, but that's kind of how the game goes. So, number one advice, again, just to recap, is try to see if you can get a connection, because if you get that connection, even if it's well ahead of time, and I actually encourage this, don't do it maybe while you're applying. If you're looking to apply and you know you want to head in this direction, just start reaching out to these people. Because if they know that you've already taken proactive action of, hey, this person's reached out to me months in advance, they know that you're interested. You're just waiting for the position to pop up so that you can apply and formally go through that process. That will actually help a lot, because you're not dependent upon a position and then reaching out like every other person. You're actually being very proactive, and they like that. So, rule of thumb, try to message or get that connection way ahead of time before you're applying, if you know what direction you want to head to. If you don't, if you see something that catches your eye and you want to make a pivot or change, reach out directly. Reach out while you're still applying. Once you apply, maybe they can even give you an internal reference. So if they give you an internal referral, usually with a lot of companies, you will reach out to them, they will put in the referral for you, and then you will get an email back with a special link to apply through. So that way, the one benefit is that they actually make some money if they put in an internal reference and you actually get hired. So it works out for them. They get a little bit extra compensation. Works out in your favor because you have that internal referral, right? So these are some options that you can do ahead of time when you're in this job search area. So, highly recommend reaching out to connections. But one other thing I want to cover, in addition to just referrals and trying to source people and trying to figure out, is once you get to the point of interviewing, you want to make sure you are well prepared for these interviews. And one of the leading questions you will always get asked 9 times out of 10 is, tell me about yourself. And how you frame yourself in this situation is going to be really, really important. But I want to save that for another video, because I want to quickly go over and cover exactly how to do this process. I also want to cover what's the best ways to get through this automatic screening process in terms of resumes. So stay tuned for my next video where I'll actually go more into the depths of that. Today I just wanted to touch on how should you make those connections? How do you even get to the point of landing some sort of interview? Is through the connections. Like, definitely look in the job market, look for people who are working, actively seek out ahead of time and see what you can do best to get that connection. But otherwise, stay strong, hold your head high. It's a game of luck a lot of the times. You just need a mass apply and try to cater your resume as best as possible to get through that screening process. So stay tuned for my next video where I'll continue talking about this whole process. Good luck if you are in the process of applying or about to apply. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel below, because I hope to build that community as I progress in this video making, and hopefully it's of benefit to all of you. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.